morning, my dear children. So, previous class in this electric current, we have discussed about how the charges move in a conductor and what is the reason to the charges move in a particular order, and we discussed about the equation of current. Now, in this class, I am going to start to explain about potential difference. I am going to explain about potential difference. So first I need to draw the diagram. See here. This is a conductor. In a conductor, the charges will be moved from A to B of a distance is L. Of a distance is L. You already know that. You already know that whenever you have connected external voltage source, then only the charges will be moved from A to B distance of L. Here you should understand one thing. Whenever the charges are moved from A to B, some work is to be done. That is W equal to product of force into displacement. Generally, what is the work? Work is nothing but product of force into displacement. So whenever the charges is moved from A to B, which type of forces exist? That is electric force. Which type of forces exist? Electric force. And what is the displacement? What is the displacement from A to B? That is L. Your P into L. So here this work done is equal to the potential difference. This work done is equal to potential difference. What is the potential difference? The work done by positive charge when it is moved from A to B in a conductor is called as a potential difference. Once again I repeat. In a conductor, the charges are moving from A to B with a distance, with a displacement of L. So some work is to be done. That is called as a potential difference. So potential difference says that work done by a unit positive charge move from A to B. Move from A to B with a distance of L. With a distance of L in a conductor is called as a potential difference. What is the SI unit of potential difference? Volt. What is the SI unit of potential difference? Volt. So 1 volt equal to 1 volt equal to joule per second. That is potential difference is W by charge. W by charge. So what is the SI unit of energy? Work is a energy. That is joule. SI unit of coulomb is SI unit of charge is coulomb. So SI unit of potential difference is volt. That is 1 volt equal to 1 joule by 1 coulomb. So in this, what you understand is in a metal only one type of charge will be in motion. That is negative charge. Then when in which two charges will be in motion, that is in electrolyte. Now let me discuss about electrolyte, or simply we can say that electrolysis also. So if you observe here, I am taking beaker here and I fill with diluted H2SO4. And here I am taking as two electrodes. One of the electrode is connected to positive, another electrode is connected to negative. So the electrode which is connected to negative, we can take as cathode, and which is connected with and positive is anode. The electrode which is connected to positive terminal of a battery we can call as an anode. Here you should understand one thing. Whenever current is passed into this electrolyte, electrolyte, it will be decomposed into hydrogen and sulfate. So these hydrogen molecules are positive ions, sulfate molecules are negative ions. Now these positive ions are moved towards cathode and these negative ions are moved towards anode. It means here are H2 plus, H2 plus, and here SO4 minus, SO4 minus. So in this, what you understand, whenever the current is passed through the electrode into the solution, positive ions, negative ions will be in motion. That is, the positive ions are moved towards the cathode, negative ions are moved towards anode. Positive ions are moved towards cathode, negative ions are moved towards anode. So in this activity, what we understand is, in a metals, only negative charges are in motion. Positive charges will be arranged in a fixed position. That is only we can call as a lattice. But in electrolyte, in liquids, in electrolyte or electrolysis, both the positive and negative, both will be are in motion. So from in this, we understand this. Next, let us discuss about electromotive force. What is electromotive force? Electromotive force is nothing but, if you take a battery, in a battery we have electrodes and electrochemical is there. Electrodes and electrochemical. So due to this electrochemical, here it produces one of the force. That force is, we can call as a chemical force. It means due to this chemical force, some work is to be done and the ions will be started to move from negative terminal to positive terminal. That ions will be moved from negative terminal to positive terminal because of chemical force. So simply we can define that electromotive force is the work done on a negative charge. Negative charge. So the work done by a chemical force. Work done by a chemical force on negative charge will move from negative terminal to positive terminal. That we can call as a electromotive force. Now let me discuss about working of battery. What is okay here? Working of battery. If you take any battery, so starting only we discuss battery function is converting from chemical energy to electrical energy. Yes or no? So now I am going to explain about working of battery. In this battery, if you take a battery, it consists of electrodes and it consists of electrodes and electrochemical. If you observe here, this is a battery. In this battery, we have two electrodes. Between these electrodes, electrochemical presence there. Presence of electrochemical. These electrochemical will be exert a force on the ions to move from one plate to another plate. Exert some force on the ions. So due to that, here one of the force is exert. That force is a chemical force. What we call that force? Chemical force. It means in this battery, presence of electrochemical, the ions will get motion. So whenever the ions are in motion, one of the force is developed. The force we can call as a chemical force. The chemical force is denoted as F suffix C. Now, due to this chemical force, first one of the charge example, if you take positive charge, one of the charge will be moved towards one of the plate. If for example the positive charge will be settled towards this plate, due to this at this plate the positive charges will be accumulated. The positive charges will be accumulated. Now this plate we can call as a positive plate. What about the negative ions? The negative ions are move opposite to these positive ions and they are settled and accumulated. And towards this plate the negative ions will be accumulated, so we can call it here it is a negative plate. So whenever the ions will be moved towards positive and towards negative, one more force is developed. That force we can call as a electric force. That force we can call it as a electric force. Here the electric force is developed and chemical force is always present. So chemical force is always greater than to the electric force. Once I will draw the diagram and I will show. Okay, see here, whenever the ions will be moved towards respect to, so one of the force is developed. That force we can call as a electric force. Electric force. Now, chemical force is always greater than the electric force. Chemical force is always greater than the electric force, and the chemical force and electric force both are moving opposite directions. Both are moving opposite direction. See here. So always chemical force is greater than the electric force. So they are, both are exert. The two forces will be exert on the charges, and these will be continued up to whenever the chemical force is equal to the electric force. Whenever the chemical force is equal to the electric force. Whenever they both will be equal, whenever they both will be stable, then it will be like a charged battery. It will be like a charged battery. It means in a store, in a shop, if you get a one new battery, how it will be there internally? The chemical force is equal to electric force. Now also here like this only. It means when you get that battery will be charged is whenever the chemical force is equal to the electric force. Up to there, this chemical force is always exert greater than the electric force. So up to here we discussed about the charged battery. Next let me discuss about uncharged battery. Uncharged battery. It means whenever you are connected one external voltage source. Whenever we are connected external voltage source, this is a battery. For this battery I am connected external voltage source. So current is flowing in this direction. You already know that electric current is always flow from high potential to low potential. So this is the direction of current. Whenever the current is flowing through this, so this is a conductor. This is a battery. Okay. So whenever the current is flowing through this conductor, in a conductor, what are the charge carriers? Electrons. What are the charge carriers? Electrons. So whenever the charge carriers are flowing through this conductor, here it will be fixed. It means whenever the charge carriers are entered towards the positive plate, so in a conductor negative charges will be there. The negative charges are attracted towards positive plate. Due to that, negative charges will be accumulated. Whenever the negative charges will be accumulated, strength of positive charge will be loses, because whenever it increases negative charge towards the positive plate, the strength of positive charge will be loses. Due to that, chemical force, electric force also weaks. So electric force will be also weak. It means whenever you connected external voltage source to the battery, the negative charges are attracted towards the positive plate. So due to that, the positive charge will be loses strength, and the chemical electric force also will be loses. Due to that, at that time, chemical force immediately pulling the negative ions and send towards the negative plate. The chemical force is sending pulling the negative ions and send towards the negative plate. But already here negative ions will be there. If you send again negative ions, due to repulsion, it again move back to the conductor. So these will be continued up to whenever the chemical force will be equal to the electric force. Whenever it will be equal to that, then the total battery will be discharged. So then the total battery will be discharged. So this is the working of battery. So thank you and all.